How's it going, everyone? I'm Chase Lee reporting for DallasMovieScreens.com, and I got another movie to review for you guys, and that would be Gleason. Now, if you guys don't know what this movie is, it is a documentary over Steve Gleason. He was a linebacker for the New Orleans Saints. At 34, he was diagnosed with ALS, and basically, this is where we see the film right before he was diagnosed, right when he was diagnosed, and just kind of seeing his struggle as his condition worsens on him and his friends and family around him. So going into this movie, I didn't really know what to expect, but I'm a sucker for movie posters with pull quotes from critics going, "This is amazing, this is powerful," and stuff. And when I saw those quotes, I was like, "Oh man, it can't be that good, can it?" Oh yes, it is. This is absolutely one of the most human, emotional documentaries I've seen in quite some time. And I've seen a lot of documentaries too. So I was really pleasantly surprised with this one. So let's get real and break down Gleason. Let's start with the directing. Now, as far as documentaries go, you can't really concentrate on writing or acting and stuff because it's a documentary. It's about real life people and stuff. So I'm going to concentrate on the directing solely and the construction of the film. Now, I was really impressed as to how grounded and how raw and realistic this documentary felt. It felt like I was watching one of my neighbors go through this condition and stuff. And it's like what Steve says in the movie. This is not a movie. This is not fantasy. This is real life. And I have to give the director props for that. You could feel that kind of home video vibe of the film and stuff. You could all the journals that he took on his computer and stuff. They just felt so grounded and so realistic. And I really do appreciate that because throughout this entire film, it brings out the emotions in you, whether you want to laugh or you want to cry or you want to just be kind of in shock that this is happening to someone as good as this guy and his friends and family around him. It's a whole spectrum of emotions. It is deeply emotional to its core. And I said this in my my comment card after the screening, that this really is a powerful look at the human spirit and what it means not to give up and just keep on fighting and going. Now, there are plenty of times throughout the movie where he does feel like he's going to give up, and it does feel like he's in this dark place. But with his wife and his newborn son, and even his father to some extent, he keeps on going. And that was the biggest thing I found to really appreciate about this film was the human spirit and just the will to fight. There was a lot of other things playing throughout this movie. There was even some religious stuff touched upon here. There was, the theme of father-son relationships and stuff and how important it is for when you're growing up and whatnot. Because Steve, in the movie, didn't really have the best childhood in terms of parents and whatnot. That's all I'll say. But they really kind of touch upon that stuff and how he wants to better himself for his kid and stuff, even though he's got ALS and whatnot, because he basically had ALS as soon as his son was born. And it just progressively got worse and worse to where he was put in a wheelchair and he couldn't speak anymore. So as far as the directing this documentary, it is really well told. It is a very human story. Anyone can get behind this movie. It brings great awareness to ALS and its just the disease overall and whatnot, and how just devastating it can be. And life's terrible sometimes, and I know that life is going to be throwing curveballs and whatnot. You just have to keep on going. Case in point, I'm not going to make this review about myself, but I have Crohn's disease. I was diagnosed with it at age 19. I'm 26 now, so I've had it for 7 years. And there are some days where I don't like it. And I've been in the hospital a lot of times and stuff. But what this documentary showed me, and will show everyone else with a condition or just having that hard time through life, no matter what is thrown at you, you can persevere and power through. And that's what I really love about this documentary. It's so inspiring, and it does make you tear up. And I might tear up now, but as someone with a medical condition, it is refreshing to see something like this, to see other people go through, a medical crisis or whatever, and just have that tenacity to go through life and whatnot. And it was just really kind of fascinating to watch. And everyone was there to play, even his wife had some moments where it's I feel sorry for her because of what she's got to do, but she's doing it because she loves him. And you could see that they're slowly drifting apart, but she's still going to fight in there to keep their marriage strong, Even though his dad's kind of a nutcase, in my opinion, he's still very supportive and stuff in his own way and whatnot. So everyone's got like their distinct personalities. They stick out, and they all are there to help Steve along through this journey and stuff. And it's just really kind of touching to watch. The only complaint I have, believe it or not, of this entire film, and this goes with the directing, it does feel a tad too long. Now, it is an hour and 50 minutes, I believe. It just, I was not bored by any means. I was actually really into it and stuff because I just wanted to see this guy kind of come through and just really look at life just fully optimistic and, just not have any, pessimistic views or whatever. And so I was really on board for this journey. But it does feel like it was a bit too long, and it does feel like it drags on a bit and stuff. There was a couple points in the movie where I felt like it could have ended on a high note on the way it ended and stuff. So, I mean, it's just a personal preference, but for me, it was a tad too long, even though I really enjoyed it and stuff. Because an almost 2-hour-long documentary can be a little heavy sometimes, and when you're watching something this emotional, it can be really kind of tough to sit through, especially if you know someone that's going through that, or if it kind of touches a spot in your life or whatever, and it makes you emotional. It could be a very heavy movie, and it could turn out to be very, very slow because of that. Cinematography wise, like I said, I really enjoyed like the home video vibe of it. I really felt like I was in these people's lives and stuff, just kind of observing and whatnot. I felt like I was a part of their family at the end of it, and that has to do with the way this thing was shot and stuff. I just really felt like I was there, a part of the journey with Steve. Editing wise, like I said, a little too long. But as far as an actual journey goes, it hits all the right points. It starts out, pretty optimistically. It's like, hey, this is Steve Gleason. He is a linebacker for the New Orleans Saints and stuff. And then we slowly start to see him kind of wither from this disease, but his mind and heart are still strong because of it. And it's just it's a really great journey to go on. I know I keep talking about this movie, guys, but overall, I love this documentary. Besides it being a little too long, this is a brilliant documentary because it just shows you the human spirit, and it shows you everything that what the species is about. And it shows you that you're going to have crappy parts in your life, but if you keep that optimistic mindset and you power through it, you can do anything. And I think that's what Steve has taught us all, even with someone that is going through ALS and whatnot. So this is a really emotional documentary. It's a very powerful documentary, and it shows the full spectrum and the emotions of the human spirit. I know I keep mentioning that, but I really do love this movie, guys. And so I'm going to give Gleason a solid A. So besides it being a little too long, this was a brilliant documentary. So have you guys seen Gleason, or have you even heard of it? Comment in the place where I'm on my face and let me know. And let me know if it inspired you or whatnot. I don't know. I really want to put it in my top 10 of the year. It's just that good, guys. I can't stop talking about it. If I keep talking about it even more, I might tear up a bit. So, yeah, comment down below if you have seen Gleason. So that will do it for this movie review, guys. I'm Chase Lee reporting for DallasMovieScreens.com, and tune in next time for whatever I review next. See you guys later.